But he got locked up, and it was pretty sad. Old Uncle Long John Silver, Blackbeard, Wooden Leg. You know, we called him Steve in the end. We called him Steve because his name was too long, and he got locked up. He got put in prison. And it was pretty sad for the whole family because he was very close to us all. And he got locked up, and we, like, a real distance grew between us all, And I think anytime, if you ever had a family member who's gone to prison, you'll know that there's a distance grows up between you because they're doing hard time in a terrible environment. And they've got to sever the ties between you and them, haven't they? Even though you go to visit, they're in a horrible environment. And they might join a gang, they might join the white supremacists. They might not even agree with the ideology, but they need protection at some point, and they might get sucked in. They might become one of the Islamist guys. They look after each other. The Crips and the Crisps and the Bloods. That was inappropriate, wasn't it? But they might join one of those gangs. And my uncle was no different. He joined a gang, old Steve. He joined a gang, and it's a pretty dangerous gang in our prison system right now. He became, my uncle became an actual magical, mystical dragon in prison, which is a good choice in many ways, because not a lot of the other gangs will fuck with you. Because you just burn them with your fiery breath. But, it still was hard for the family, because imagine if your relative has gone into prison, they become a white supremacist, let's say. Or is it supremacist or supremacist? Either way, it's sad, isn't it? And there's a distance that will grow between you and them. But imagine if your relatives become a creature that doesn't even exist. That's a chasm. That's a chasm that's opened up between you and them. And there's no going back after that. I remember one visit, he must have been feeling guilty or something. He just covered his eyes with his wing. But the saddest visit was the last time I saw him. I went in and he was behind the glass there, and I just wanted to be close to him, I could feel that this was the end. And I put my hands up against the glass, and I'd seen Midnight Express, and I just wanted to get close to him. And he just moved back, he jumped back, and he just, and he flapped his wings, and he tried to fly. And he just bumped along the ceiling like a swallow that got trapped inside. And I thought, what a sad time, what a terrible time to become a magical, mystical dragon, when you're in prison. Maybe do it when you're on the outside. But it did then dawn on me, oh, that's why they're not allowed in the exercise yard. Pretty long build up there for not the greatest joke. That wasn't one of the three, by the way. Nearly was, but it'd be some sort of a crime if I called it that. But and we don't know. It's very hard. We don't know where we're going with this next bit, but we don't. No, I'm joking. I'm just trying to make light of it. But we don't know what's happened to him. We changed his name by deed poll. We know that. The authorities informed us. He changed his name to Puff. Puff the Magic. But no one knows what's happened to him. We know he's been released. The authorities informed us that he had been released. But we don't know where he's at. We don't know what's happened to him. I mean, there's rumors. There's rumors of where he's ended up. Some people say he's in a land now. We all know exactly where this is going, don't we? But I think it's important that we carry on, don't you? It's be really unsatisfying we pulled out now. He's gone to a land a land called Honolulu, isn't it? Now, I think this is great entertainment for people who know the story of Puff the Magic Dragon, but otherwise, thing is, I always admire comedians who can use. There's some clever comedians out there, and they use literary references in their stand-up, and I thought, I want a bit of that action, man. And I thought, well, Tony, what books do you remember reading? Well, there's Puff the Magic Dragon, and that one with that Russian dude kills an old lady with an axe and then feels shit about it the rest of the movie. Book! The book! I admire that. Another thing I admire is I admire and genuinely admire people who do music in comedy. You know, when they get it right. And who am I to judge? Because I don't. But I love. You know, there's like there's like David O'Doherty, who's brilliant, lovely, he's gorgeous. I'm a little in love with him, and he makes so he can do funny, and then he'll do music and takes it somewhere else, and then you've got all the other. There's loads. And then there was like, Bill Bailey, wonderful. And then there was like Dimitri Martin, remember he used to do, probably still does, but he used to do here, but now somewhere else, he'd play the guitar and do one-liners, really clever, sharp one-liners, and then he'd play music over the top of it and sort of extend it and take it somewhere else. And I thought, I need a bit of that fucking action, man. I'm gonna do that. But then I ran into a problem right away. Because I realized, Tony, you don't know how to do music. So that's an issue, isn't it? You cannot do music. It's like, but it's just like, it wasn't sort of on the cards for me growing up. It didn't come from such a musical, I grew up on a pig farm in Canada. So I don't blame my parents for not encouraging me to do music. Because I read that Malcolm Gladwell guy, he said it takes 10,000 hours to get good at anything, really good. And I decided to do this a week before the Edinburgh Festival to do music. And I'm no mathematician, but I don't think there's 10,000 hours in a week, am I right? So I was in a bit of a bind. So I thought, well, what am I gonna do? How am I gonna... So I tried the ukulele. That shit is hard. So I abandoned that right away. And I thought, well, I don't know. What am I gonna do? I mean, what sort of music, I've done 10,000 hours of stuff before. Like I've fed and castrated pigs for at least 10,000 hours. But that's not going to help me with music, is it? Thanks a lot, Mom and Dad, you fuckers. No, I can't blame my dad. He's a pig farmer in Canada. Why would he encourage music, And I don't blame my mom. And she's from Trinidad and Tobago. That's a very musical culture. And, but I don't blame her for not encouraging me to do music and the arts. Because, she was, she was depressed for 40 years on account of now living on a pig farm in Canada. So, I don't blame her. But I thought that's the side of the culture I need to tap into if I'm going to do music. I thought if it's going to have to be quick. So I ended up settling on an instrument that is massive, and that's why it's far away from the stage. And I thought, it might come to me through, there you go, money shot. A man in 19th century trousers. And so I ended up settling on that bad boy right there. Which is, you guessed it, I murdered a turtle. So I ended up settling on this, and I thought it might, Then I ran into another problem as I realized I can't do one-liners. Now, some people think that the steel pan, the tenor pan, that is the correct pronunciation. Although being in Wales, damn it! It can go very wrong, the Trinidadian accent in Wales, can it? Oh, Jesus Christ, not child, what? Some people think So you've noticed another problem, haven't you? Is I can't both play and talk at the same time. And look at me, I'm staring at it like a dog staring at a fridge. And then, so I'm in a real bind because I've committed. Because a lot of people think that the steel pan, the tenor pan, is the most joyous instrument in the world. I mean, you almost always associate it with holidays and happiness and sort of fantasy. And it was even invented that way. It was at the end of the Second World War. All the Trinidadians decided to celebrate in the way that they know, which is to get drunk for 4 days and cover yourself in oil and pick up bits of oil drum and just bash it. And they accidentally realized they were getting notes. And they went, oh, shit, nah. Keep bashing. So they sort of accidentally created an instrument through joy and drunkenness. And yet, this joyous instrument the only two notes I can get are so sad. So I didn't know what to do. Well, what am I going to do? All I can do is make a joyous instrument sound sad. What should I do? Then I hit on it like that. I nailed it like a day before the Edinburgh Festival. Show's got to be ready. And I went, I know what I'm going to do. Shock comedy. The comedy most comedians are too afraid to do because they're not 12 anymore. And yet a few of them have done very well out of it, haven't they? Why do they continue doing it? Money, 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 money. Oh, yeah, what's the difference between a woman and a public toilet? Something horrible. Because I think this instrument, the sound I'm getting from it, the sad sound, I think lends itself to how you should feel when you say certain things, don't you? Something that ends with rape? What? You're a millionaire. Rapey millionaire. Money, 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 rapey millionaire. Oh, yeah, it's one of those accents. I'll just a retarded, mentally handicapped, a retard, a retarded, blind. A retarded, a retarded boy, mentally, fuck. One day he goes on and he's probably gonna fuck his mother or something. What? Why say that, you fucking millionaire? Money, 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 money. He's picked on in school. Not quite enough. Then I bumped into Rich Hall, the great Rich Hall, and he said to me, I was struggling, and he said to me, Tony, what you need to do is stop trying to do other people's stuff. You need to try and do your own thing with that thing. I'm not sure what it is you do. It's in the comedy section, so I assume it's comedy, but still, try your own sort of angle. So. Is there anything more mysterious than a television on in a room with no one in it? Yeah. People with lizard faces. Oh, that was so lizard faces, Tony. Next time a witch offers to turn me into a dog, I'm gonna ask some questions first. Like, A, how long for? And B, how many limbs do I get? I wasted my 20s as a three-legged dog in Athens during the boom times. Slam! That made no sense at all. Plus, it came with a mistake. Hey, Chinese buffets, I'm on to you in your small plates. Thing is, if you've got a musical instrument, you can really stretch bits out. That is what I have noticed. Here's an awkward bit which we will not edit. The silent bit where he walks the machine back. Surely he'll edit it. No. No, seriously, Tony, it's like an hour. Just come over for an hour. No. So, quick impression. Here we go, the Daily Mail. Here we are, the Daily Mail. Oh, Tony, that is naff. Nobody makes fun of the Daily Mail anymore. Oh, I do. Yeah. That's all there is to that bit. Another impression, Twitter. Oh, brilliant, nice one, mate. Oh, thanks a lot. Oh, what a good link. Oh, I love Twitter, it's great hanging out. Oh, what a lovely resource. Ah, it's funny, it's a good joke. Oh, brilliant, I'll see you there. Oh, thanks for the tip. Oh, I'm gonna kill your kids, you cunt. All right. I might put that away for a little while. Oh, that got close. That got nasty real quick. I'll leave it alone. Just a month, then I'll come creeping back in. But, oh, geez, what a world do we live in, am I right? Yeah? Am I right, brothers? Yeah? You're not using your peripheral vision again, are you? Yeah? No, serious, no. But, what? Oh, God, people still like, it's so naff. And people still, you think for a minute, like if you surround yourself by like enough decent people, you don't ever overhear something like it always shocks you when you hear like men going, oh, yeah, look at it, yeah? Like, oh, yeah, do that, it. Like, oh, yeah, could have fucking, just so violent and that, it. Oh, good. And then staring like, oh, yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong, I dig that shit. I love it. Nothing makes me feel better in the world than making another human being feel uncomfortable. I adore it. I'm like, hey, lady, feeling vulnerable? Why don't I stare at your shit for a while? Yeah, you love it. Of course you love it. Why'd you get up this morning if you didn't love it? You know I'm right. Stay in bed next time, loving it. That's why they're all out, fellas. You can dig it. But I tend not to do that, though, anymore. And I think it was probably because it was a powerful lesson my father taught me. My father was a very distant man. I think a lot of us have distant fathers. My father was particularly distant. He was always away on the northern frontier fighting the Germanic tribes, and he was often away. And I remember one day we were in Rome, ancient Rome, and one of the streets there, I haven't done the research, but it was me and the lads. And we weren't expecting my father, Marcus Aurelius, to be back that day. That's the only way you were allowed to address him. Marcus Aurelius! And he was back that day, and I remember I was with the lads, and we're in our tunics, and some of the ladies went by in their litters. And we were like, and we were like, I was right, the cock of the block, yeah? I was the one right out front just going, hey, ladies, I like the way all your meat's held together in a skin sack. Ah. Well, the lads fell about. They fell about. That was the funniest banter they had heard. This is olden days banter. But father was appalled. And he taught me a very important lesson that day. You know what my father did? He made me strip naked, take the tunic right off. He made me strip naked and rub my balls on a tree for a fortnight. And that'll teach you something about humility. And it gives you really thick ball skin. And that's good for nothing. That was number 2. Wow, it took you a while to get there, Tone. Yeah, but it was worth the wait. A ball joke. But I live in a watch. I live in a tiny watch, and there's 19 of us in this watch, but it's a good life. I mean, these are tough times. Many of us live in watches. You may live in some other appliance. It's not an appliance, Tony. This is terrible riffing. I know. And it's all staying in. And but I live in North London in a tiny little flat, and it's very small. It's very small. Tiny. That's what tiny means. It's tiny. But I haven't minded. My wife and I have had a lovely life for 10 years in our tiny little flat, but we've had an infestation recently. Two nasty, horrible, scuttling trolls have moved in. Awful trolls, and they knock things about, and they're unethical, unreasonable, hideous little trolls. Nasty twins! 3-year-old twins have moved in. They're horrible. If you've ever met one 3-year-old in your life, your instinct is to just hurl them out the window. Or give them a karate chop. Or at the very least, shout at them, what is wrong with you, you moron? But I don't even do that. I don't even shout at them. And it's not because I'm a good person. I am not. I'm a monster. I think those thoughts every day. Especially the karate chop. I've developed a double in my mind. Whoa, whoa. But I don't even do that. I try and contain it. I mean, it's all, oh. But I try and repress the shout. I've slipped discs in my back, just going, oh, if I could contain it. And I want to do it, but I won't. It's not because of any goodness in me. There's no goodness in me. It's just because I looked at them and I felt pity. Pity and contempt. I looked at them and I thought, you don't need me shouting at you, do you? Your lives are dark enough already. You live in a dark age, you morons. And they do. They're thicker than Vikings. They're stupider than Vikings. And that takes some doing. For a start, they can't tell time. Imagine going through life not knowing what time it is. Dave, what time is it? I don't know! I'm floating alone in space. I'm terrified. And the violence amongst their community, my God, it's disgusting. When the violence happens with them, it is on like that. Boom, it's on. Oh, I'm coloring with my brother. I'm coloring with my brother. I'm biting my brother. I'm biting my brother. No! And you and I, we go to a playground. That's just a slide to you and I. Not to them. That's 3 stories high. They think nothing of being at the top, but just pushing a strange one off the top of it. Oh, lady, I hope your son recovers from his spinal injury. I don't recognize the child that pushed him. I don't know why he's looking at me. Probably my mad, crazy hair. And he's, I don't know how he knows my name. You probably said it. I gotta go. Horrible. And they live with giants. They live with giants. Imagine living with giants. It's terrifying. Who you're constantly trying to entertain. Don't leave. I'm not terrified of existence. Look how happy I genuinely am. Then one of the giants just fucks off for a few days to go make rent money in Grimsby. You know? And then, oh, he's back! He's back! He's dead! He's dead! He's alive! I will redo that bit. The idea was trying to get across is that they have no concept of time. And every time you leave, they think you're dead. And they do for a while. Mummy's going to the shops. Don't die, Mummy! She's going to the shops. I'm cool with that. And then Mummy leaves. She's dead! Oh my God, my Mummy's so stressed out. She's back, she's alive! That's how religion gets started, isn't it? I destroyed the flow of that somewhat. But we won't be changing that in the edit. But I can't think, and this will surprise you, I can't think of a better way to end my set than for me to just stop talking. Okay, that's a little bit too much banter. But I've thought of a better way. I've written a brand new bit. Yeah, brand new bit just for tonight. That's right. Yeah, and this has taken me to the top, yeah? This is mainstream stuff. I wrote it on the train from London, and that is only a hour and 40-minute journey. Guess where we are? And so that's not a lot of time to work on a new bit, is it? And I'll be honest, I napped for an hour and 10. So only had 30 minutes to get on it. So don't get your hopes up. Why would we, Tone? Why would we? All right. That's a little close to the bone there. Tone's bone. Okay, so here we go. Brand new bit. This is the mainstream bit. This is taking me to the top. Yeah, goodbye wherever we are with massive balconies. And hello, Apollo. See you later, losers. Come on, Tony, you remember when we did that gig at the place that you wouldn't name? Like, sorry, that didn't happen. I'm sorry, that didn't happen. What, even that ill-advised bit where you went over to the guy who was just like being a normal dude and then you accused him of having a stony, horrible face? And then he stared you out and he won and that's why you're now staring at the floor? Do you mean that gig? No, that never happened. Never happened. I don't know what you're talking about. I've ceased using my peripheral vision. Again? Give me some fucking... Brand new bit. Here we go. Brand new bit. This is taking me to the top. What's he giving them? Some sort of gold. That's right, that's how I... Okay, here we go. Brand new bit. An Indian elephant and an African elephant walk into a bar. My advice is get the fuck out of the bar straight away. Those are two massive creatures. They're in an unfamiliar environment. They will stampede. Go! There's elephants in the bar. Where would there be elephants in the bar? Get a hold of yourself, man. Fucking elephants in the bar. You may be tempted underneath one of those chairs. Do not do it. They will ruck it up with their tusks. You need to move, people. Move. I can't believe there's fucking elephants in the bar. Why would there be elephants in the bar? I can't believe they have elephants in the bar. How would they even fit them in the bar? They're too big to get through the door. They'd have to disassemble them and reassemble them. Why would they go through that bother to do it? What? You think the elephants have left? You think the elephants are gone? You want me to go and check, don't you? You want me to go and check. The Burmans are gonna be brave. I'm gonna be brave. I'm gonna go see if the elephants. You want me to go see them? They're still here! My boyfriend's still in the loo. He's dead to you now. Move. I'm with you. So, that was the choice I made there. So, well, that was the last bit. They do say do your new bits at the beginning. So this is the most awkward part of the show, and I probably should have done this at the end when we were recording, but I'm gonna go out after the show and sell previous DVDs. Just be stood out front, you can buy them. They're only £10, euros, dollars, whatever. And God, this is the worst sales pitch ever. I'll sign them if you want them. And Shouldn't be probably recording a DVD and then trying to sell your old DVDs. But I don't know. I don't know how it works. So come by them. We'll have a chat. Might be awkward, but I happen to know they've got to clear the room for another show, so every single one of you will have to walk by me. So it's not just going to be awkward for me. It's going to be awkward for all of us.